take a slow, deep breath and let your mind drift to a place of wide, endless sky and a land where the earth stretches on forever. This is the Mongolian steppe. Picture it now, a sea of grass that ripples in the soft breeze, rolling hills, rivers that glimmer like silver snakes. Beneath, the sun and sky so wide and blue they seem to hold the whole world. It is here beneath this eternal blue sky that our story begins. The year is 1162, and in a small camp near the Anan River a child is born. His name is Temujin. Temujin, a boy of destiny, a child cradled by the winds of the steppe, the son of a proud chieftain Yasuge. Wise mother Holen, the night of his birth, is said to have been filled with omens, a shooting star crossing the sky, the cry of a wolf echoing in the distance, the air thick with the promise of change. The yurts of the camp glow softly under the light of the moon, and the river sings its quiet song as if welcoming the newborn to the world. Temujin's people, the Mongols, live in harmony with this land, moving with the seasons, following the herds, listening to the voice of the wind and the wisdom of the sky. Their lives are simple, their hearts strong, their loyalty fierce. In these early years, Temujin is carried by his mother across the plains, his small eyes wide as they gaze at the endless horizon. He hears the song of the larks, feels the warmth of the sun on his face and the cool kiss of the breeze. Each day he grows beneath the great sky, a child of the earth, a son of the steppe. The camp of his people is always moving, tents folded at dawn, horses saddled, the sound of hooves soft against the grass. Temujin learns early the ways of the horse, the way of the bow and the way of the wind. He watches his father, Yasuge, a warrior, a man respected by all who follow him. But beyond the people, beyond the warriors and the herds, it is the land itself that shapes the boy. The steppe is both kind and cruel. The winds can soothe or cut like knives. The rains can bring life or flood the rivers with fury, and always the sky watches. Temujin's mother, Holen, teaches him to respect the spirits of the land, to listen to the whispers of the ancestors, to trust the wisdom of the eternal blue sky. She sings to him at night soft songs of heroes and great journeys, songs that drift like smoke into the starry night. And so Temujin grows, his heart beating in time with the rhythm of the steppe, the rhythm of the winds, the rhythm of the hooves, the rhythm of the earth beneath him. As you rest now, imagine the endless plains, the soft rustling of grass, the distant call of a crane, and the gentle breath of the evening breeze. Temujin is still a boy, but already the land is shaping him, preparing him for the path ahead, for the path of Genghis Khan. And so, under the watchful sky, Temujin's journey begins softly, quietly, like the first light of dawn upon the steppe. The wind paints stories on the vast canvas of the steppe, and Temujin, with his heart as open as the horizon, absorbs the tales carried by its gentle touch. As he grows, the world expands. What was once familiar becomes his domain, and Temujin, much like the wind, becomes a storyteller himself. He listens to the murmuring river, telling tales of lands far and wide. The river, like a seasoned traveler, has seen more than the mountains. No, it whispers of bustling cities and tranquil valleys, painting pictures in Temujin's young mind. Each ripple becomes a character in a story that unfolds beneath his eager gaze. Then there's the rustle of leaves in the trees, a language of its own, a secret code that Temujin longs to understand. The trees, with their deep roots and towering heights, have witnessed centuries turn into seasons. Their rustling leaves become a choir, singing songs of resilience and change, and Temujin, sitting at their base, tries to decipher their ancient tongue. But it's the songs of the birds that truly capture Temujin's spirit. They soar high in the open sky, their voices echoing across the vast expanse. Their songs speak of freedom and adventure, of journeys across the clouds and dances with the wind. Temujin looks up, not just at the birds, but at the boundless sky above him, yearning for the day when he, too, can spread his wings and touch the clouds. From these stories, Temujin learns of a world that exists beyond the horizon, a world he's yet to explore. The wind carries scents from distant places, spices from far-off lands, and Temujin breathes it all in, his senses awaking to the possibilities that lie beyond his immediate view. But it's not just the world outside that expands. Within Temujin, a thirst for knowledge grows, a curiosity that drives him to ask questions. Why do the leaves change color and fall? Where do the birds go when they stop singing? And why does the river flow endlessly onward? These questions echo in his young mind, setting him on a path of discovery. He wants to understand the world that the wind describes, to see the places it talks about, and to meet the people who live in the tales it brings. And as he grows older, his understanding deepens. He sees the connection between the stories the wind brings and the world around him. The river's journey becomes a mirror to his own, flowing steadily toward the unknown. The rustling leaves teach him about letting go and embracing change, and the songs of the birds inspire him to reach for the sky, to dream big and to be unafraid of the journey ahead. His mother, Holen, is his anchor to the present, her love and guidance keeping him grounded. She teaches him not just about the physical world, but also about the unseen, the spirits that dwell in the wind, the trees, and the flowing water. According to her, the steppe is alive, breathing, and full of wonder. One evening, as the sun dips below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of amber and rose, Holen sits beside Temujin. The air is still, and the only sound is the gentle crackle of the fire. She tells him stories of their ancestors, men and women who roamed these very steppes, living in harmony with the land and its creatures. Through these stories, Temujin learns about unity, the bond that ties him to his ancestors, to his family, and to the vast steppe that surrounds him. He understands that he's part of something bigger than himself, a lineage that has thrived on the open grasslands for generations. With each passing day, Temujin's connection to the steppe deepens. It's not just a place he calls home, it's a teacher, a storyteller, and a silent confidant. The steppe nurtures him, shaping him into a young man ready to face the world, to listen to its whispers, and to carry its stories in his heart. And so Temujin stands at the edge of his world, ready to explore. In his heart, he carries the lessons of the steppe, the tales of the wind, the rustling wisdom of the trees, and the soaring melodies of the birds. The vastness of the sky above and the endless horizon before him remind him that his journey has just begun. As Temujin grows older, life on the steppe changes in unexpected ways. One cold morning, news arrives that his father Yasuge has been poisoned by a rival tribe. The strong leader who once protected their family is gone. The loss is deep and silent, like the fading of a warm light in the vast, cold landscape. Without his father's protection, Temujin and his family are cast out by their own tribe. They become outcasts, forced to survive alone in the wild lands. The days grow harder, the nights colder, and hunger becomes a quiet but constant companion. Temujin feels the weight of loss, but he also begins to understand resilience, the quiet strength that grows from hardship. His mother, Holen, becomes the anchor for their small family. She teaches Temujin and his brothers how to hunt, gather, and protect themselves. Her voice, soft but steady, becomes a source of comfort in the uncertain world. She reminds them that even in exile, the land is their home, and the sky above is always theirs to share. In this time of struggle, Temujin learns lessons that will shape his character. He learns to be patient when food is scarce, to be watchful when danger lurks, and to hold hope even when the future seems unclear. The steppe remains vast and silent, but Temujin's spirit burns quietly, like a small flame protected against the cold wind. As you breathe slowly and listen, picture the endless grasslands stretching under a pale sky. Feel the soft touch of frost on the morning grass and the distant call of animals moving through the wilderness. Even in hardship, there is a rhythm to life here, a quiet promise of growth and renewal. Temujin's exile is not just a time of loss, but also a time of becoming. Through struggle, he begins to forge the resilience, wisdom, and courage that will one day lead him to unite the tribes of Mongolia and shape the course of history.
In the vast expanse of the Mongolian steppe, where the wind moves like a quiet river and the grass sways gently under the open sky, Temujin begins to find friendship and loyalty that will mark his path forever. As a young boy facing hardship, he meets Jamuka, a peer from another noble family. They share dreams of strength and unity, to souls intertwined by the hopes of their people. Their friendship grows slowly, like the steady unfolding of dawn's first light. Together, they explore the wildlands, riding their horses side by side, feeling the rhythm of the earth beneath their feet. They speak softly of honor, courage, and the future of the Mongol tribes. In these moments, their bond feels unbreakable, as vast and promising as the steppe itself. But as time moves forward, the quiet harmony between Temujin and Jamuka begins to shift. Different visions of leadership and loyalty pull them apart. Where Temujin dreams of uniting all tribes under a new code of fairness and trust, Jamuka holds tightly to the old ways and traditions. Their paths begin to diverge, like two rivers carving separate routes through the land. This tension, subtle yet persistent, is part of the harsh reality of life. On the steppe, friendship and rivalry dance closely, sometimes overlapping, sometimes retreating into silence. Temujin learns the complexity of human bonds, that even the closest brotherhood can be tested by ambition and differing ideals. During this time, Temujin also strengthens his circle of trusted followers, men and women who see in him not only a leader but a vision, a hope for a future where loyalty is rewarded and strength is shared. These early alliances become the foundation of a movement that will grow beyond anything the steppe has known before. As you listen, imagine the gentle swaying grass, the soft sound of horses' hooves on the earth, and the quiet murmur of voices under the endless sky. Feel the warmth of friendship and the bittersweet pull of change, the way the wind carries both comfort and challenge in its breath. Temujin's world is expanding, shaped by bonds of loyalty, tested by the forces of rivalry, and guided by a vision that will one day transform the lives of all who call the steppe home.
As the vast Mongolian steppe stretches endlessly beneath the soft sky, the rhythm of life flows steadily, like the gentle rise and fall of distant hills, like the slow sway of tall grass kissed by the wind. In this quiet expanse, Temujin's journey takes a tender and transformative turn. It is here, amidst the vast openness and whispering winds, that he encounters love, a gentle force that will shape not only his heart, but also the destiny of the tribes that look to him. Temujin meets Bert, a young woman whose spirit mirrors the land itself, strong yet delicate, wild yet calm. Their meeting is not marked by sudden passion or dramatic gestures, but by a soft unfolding of connection, like the first light of dawn touching the horizon. Bert's eyes hold a quiet determination, and her presence brings a comforting warmth to Temujin's life, as steady as the sun breaking through morning mist. In the culture of the Mongol tribes, marriage is both a personal and a political union. Temujin's marriage to Bert represents more than the joining of two hearts. It is a bond between families and clans. Such alliances are vital, weaving together strands of loyalty and trust that stretch across the vast steppe. Bert's family offers Temujin support and strength, reinforcing his position among the Mongol tribes. Their courtship and eventual marriage happen gently, with moments full of meaning and quiet joy. Imagine the soft glow of campfires flickering under a blanket of stars, the delicate laughter shared between two young souls, and the tender touch of hands brushing as they speak of dreams yet to be realized. These are the moments that bind them, Unspoken promises carried on the cool evening breeze. Life on the steppe is harsh and unpredictable, and Temujin's role as a rising leader demands much from him. Yet, in Bert, he finds a refuge, a calm harbor where he can rest his weary spirit. She listens to his hopes and fears with patient understanding, offering comfort not only with words, but with a presence that feels like home. Her strength is quiet, like the roots of a great tree, grounding and unwavering. Bert's wisdom and insight become invaluable to as he begins to gather followers and dream of uniting the Mongol tribes. She stands beside him, offering counsel and support. Their partnership is a balance of love and leadership, a union where each respects the other's role in shaping their future. The seasons pass gently over the steppe, painting the land with changing colors and moods. Through scorching summers and biting winters, Temujin and Bert's bond grows steadily. They share joys, the birth of their children, the laughter of family around the fire, and sorrows, the loss of loved ones, the uncertainty of war and exile. Each experience weaves into the fabric of their connection, deepening their loyalty to one another, even in moments of separation. When Temujin must lead his warriors far from home, their love endures. Letters carried by trusted messengers travel across the steppe, filled with words of encouragement and longing. The distance between them is softened by the knowledge that their hearts remain intertwined, no matter the miles. As you listen now, picture the soft murmur of a river flowing past a quiet camp, the gentle flicker of a candle's flame casting dancing shadows on a yurt's walls. Hear the faint rustle of leaves, stirred by a warm breeze, and the distant call of an eagle soaring high above. In this peaceful setting, imagine the tender moments shared by Temujin and Bert. Whispered conversations beneath the stars, the gentle clasp of hands, the steady beat of two hearts moving as one. Their love is a reflection of the land itself, enduring, patient, and full of quiet strength. It is a force that grounds Temujin, giving him the courage to face the trials ahead and the wisdom to lead with both power and compassion. Beyond their personal bond, Bert's presence symbolizes hope for unity among the Mongol tribes. Through her, Temujin's vision of a future where loyalty is rewarded and peace is possible begins to take shape. She represents the gentle power of connection, the threads of family and trust that hold a people together even in the face of great change. As the gentle night deepens and the stars blanket the sky, let your mind settle into the calm of this story. Feel the soft earth beneath your feet, the steady pulse of the steppe's heartbeat, and the warmth of a love that lights the darkest nights. Temujin and Bert's story reminds us that even amidst turmoil and ambition, tenderness and loyalty remain guiding lights. Their love is a quiet flame, steady, enduring, and full of hope. Now, imagine the early morning light filtering softly through the curtains of a yurt. The world is still, full of possibility and calm. This is the space where Temujin's strength and Bert's love merge, creating a foundation not only for their family, but for a future that will echo through history. As your breathing slows and your body sinks deeper into relaxation, hold this vision gently. Know that love, like the steppe itself, is vast, steady, and infinite. The quiet strength that Temujin gained through love, loss, loyalty, and hardship begins to bear fruit as the seasons turn on the Mongolian steppe. The boy who once struggled to feed his family, who endured exile and betrayal, who learned patience beneath the endless sky, now stands ready to change the world. And he will do so not with cruelty alone, as some stories might suggest, but with vision, strategy, and a deep understanding of what it means to lead. Temujin's first steps toward uniting the Mongol tribes begin with careful alliances. He gathers those who have remained loyal, childhood friends, trusted warriors, and wise advisors. Among them are men who have shared his hunger, his cold nights, and his dreams. Together, they begin reaching out to rival clans. Some come willingly, drawn by Temujin's promise of fairness and shared strength. Others resist, clinging to old divisions. Temujin, determined to end the cycle of endless feuding, faces these challenges with resolve. Imagine him riding across the open plains, the wind in his hair, the soft drum of hooves beneath him, and the vastness of the world stretching before him. He speaks with leaders by quiet fires, listens more than he talks, and offers them a vision, not just of conquest, but of unity, of a people strong because they stand together. This dream begins to take root, like the first green shoots after winter. But there are battles too, for not all can be convinced with words. The tribes that oppose Temujin learn that he is both compassionate and fierce. His warriors, loyal to the bone, follow him into battle not out of fear, but because they believe in the future he promises. Temujin proves a brilliant commander, using the land itself, the winds, the rivers, the valleys, as allies in his strategies. His forces move with precision, swift as the falcon and steady as the rising sun. In time, these efforts bear their greatest fruit. In 1206, after years of struggle, Temujin is given a new name by his people, Genghis Khan, the universal ruler. Under this name, he is no longer just the leader of a single tribe, but the head of a united Mongol nation. His coronation takes place under the wide sky, the air filled with the scent of grass and the murmur of the winds through banners. It is a simple yet powerful moment, witnessed by those who believe in the strength of this new unity. Genghis Khan turns his attention outward, not from greed, but from a desire to secure the safety and future of his people. The lands beyond the steppe, rich and varied, hold both opportunity and threat. The great Khan knows that to protect his nation, he must engage with the wider world. Thus begin the campaigns that will stretch from China to Europe, reshaping entire continents. His army, though fierce, follows a strict code. Genghis Khan prizes discipline, loyalty, and merit. He rewards the humble shepherd who fights bravely as much as the nobleman who proves his worth. He builds systems of communication, relay stations, messengers, that connect the far corners of his growing empire. Laws are set down to ensure order, protect the weak, and create fairness in trade. Where chaos once reigned, Genghis Khan seeks to build stability. Imagine the vast caravan routes opening under his rule, the Silk Road coming alive with merchants, scholars, and travelers. Through lands once fractured by war, goods and ideas begin to flow. Genghis Khan encourages the exchange of knowledge, welcoming engineers, doctors, and teachers into his cities. Though known as a conqueror, he is also a builder of bridges, of systems, of connections between peoples who once saw only enemies in one another. Yet the path of conquest is never without cost. Battles are fought, cities fall, lives are lost. Genghis Khan carries these burdens, knowing that every choice weighs upon his soul. He meditates beneath the stars, seeking wisdom in the silent vastness of the night. He remembers the lessons of his youth, that strength must serve a greater good, that power is nothing without justice. As the years pass, Genghis Khan ensures that his legacy will endure. He divides his empire among his sons, each given stewardship over part of the great land he has united, but he does so with careful guidance, urging them to remember the importance of unity and the responsibility of leadership. The final chapter of his life unfolds as quietly as the dawn. In his later years, Genghis Khan continues to lead campaigns, always seeking to secure his people's future. But he also turns inward more often, reflecting on the journey from the boy who hunted to survive to the ruler of one of history's largest empires. One day, during a campaign against the Western the great Khan falls from his horse and suffers injuries from which he will not recover. Surrounded by those he trusts most, beneath the open sky he so loved, Genghis Khan takes his final breath. The exact resting place of his body remains a mystery, as was his wish, that he return to the land quietly, as part of the steppe that shaped him. But his spirit lives on. His empire continues for generations, shaping the course of history across Asia and Europe. His laws, his vision of meritocracy, and his efforts to foster trade and learning leave a mark far beyond his lifetime. The story of Genghis Khan becomes legend, not only of conquest, but of unity, vision, and the strength that rises from hardship. As you listen to these closing moments, let your mind drift over the quiet lands he once rode. Imagine the soft winds carrying his memory across the grasslands, the mountains, the deserts. Hear the gentle call of a distant eagle, the murmur of streams flowing through valleys, the steady heartbeat of the earth beneath you. Genghis Khan's story reminds us that greatness is born not only of power, but of resilience, vision, and the bonds we forge with others. In the stillness of this moment, let his journey settle softly in your thoughts. May it bring you peace, as steady and enduring as the steppe itself. Now, as your eyes grow heavy and your breath slows, feel the gentle embrace of this history. Rest, knowing that in the vast tapestry of time, we are all part of a greater story, a story that flows softly through time.